Dear friends, I am Father Mandra and I welcome you to Bodhini, the Neural Chapel, also known as BNC, where the eternal teachings of Jesus intersect with insight from neuroscience. In our previous session, we uncovered the meaning of the praise. The tax collector stood far off. We saw this posture reflects both a spiritual and a neural practice, a way of stepping back from ego-driven reactions to find clarity and presence. This sacred inner stance is what we now name I stand for, a technology of awareness and restraint taught by Jesus, lived by the tax collector, and urgently needed now. Today, we move forward. We will explore how standing far off reveals that the brain itself is a temple. How I stand far can transform family life, workplace tensions, and relationships. And finally, how we can integrate this practice as a daily rhythm of strength and compassion. Let's begin by looking at the temple in a new way. Jesus' parable suggests that the true temple is not a building, but a state of consciousness. We enter it not by moving forward, but by let go of self-image and striving. The brain reflects this inner temple. The Pharisee mode activates the reactive brain, the amygdala, where fear, comparison, and ego defense dominate. The tax collector mode activates the contemplative brain, the prefrontal cortex, where calm, clarity, and reflection thrive. By standing far off, we move from limbic chaos to neural coherence, from inner noise to sacred silence. This is what I call neuroplastic prayer, a way of reshaping the brain toward peace and wholeness. It also the deeper work of I stand for, the shift from mental reactivity to sacred alignment. It reminds us that the brain is not just flesh and synapse, but a temple where awareness meets God. But how can we leave the posture beyond prayer? Or how can I stand for become a daily neural and spiritual habit? Let's reflect. I stand for in family life. Families are often emotional fire zones. Without sacred distance, anger and pain easily take over. Take the case of a young doctor whose marriage broke down. Overwhelmed by pain, she posted a suicidal message online saying, "If I die, he and his family are responsible." This raises a painful irony. If we are no longer alive, how can we know whether justice was served? Even though she had saved many lives as a doctor, she couldn't find the strength to protect her own in that moment. What collapsed here was inner distance, the very quality at the heart of I stand for. It is a capacity to pause, observe one's emotions, and respond with awareness instead of reacting with anguish. If she had practiced I stand for, she could have observed her pain before expressing it, chosen silence as a healing space, found clarity before seeking public attention. In high-stress family moments, I stand for is not a detachment, it is inner stability. I stand for in the workplace. Work environments often breed competition, pressure, and image control. Practicing I stand for in such a setting means not joining gossip or comparison, choosing silence over reactive speech, staying centered even under pressure. This strengthens the executive brain, allowing us to respond rather than react, to hold presence under pressure. I stand for in the workplace is not weakness, it is quiet leadership. I stand for in relationships. Without a sacred distance, we absorb others' pain until it becomes our own burden. With I stand for, we can say, I see your pain, but I will not drown in it. I care, but I remain centered. This is not called a detachment. It is clearly with compassion. It is love that doesn't lose itself. I stand for in relationships helps us stay grounded, empathetic, and free. Dear friends, sacred distance is not a retreat from life. It is the power to stay awake, loving, and strong in the midst of chaos. I stand for is more than a concept. It is a spiritual habit that rewires the brain, opens the heart, and reorients our daily posture toward God. In our next session, we will step into the second movement of this parable. He did not lift his eyes. A journey into inward gaze, humility, and interior anchoring. Until then, remember, the temple is within you, and I stand for is the door. Thank you.